These are the tags that I'm going to be making using old wooden cotton reels, bits of lace or fabric. I've used cardboard in this case and some handmade paper that someone gave me. There's the back of that one, and let's look at this one. So I've stitched the paper on with a sewing machine. I like to just cut a strip of fabric that's the width of that, so that's maybe 2.5 centimeters, and the circumference of that, so that's maybe 6 centimeters. And all I'm going to do is glue it on and wrap it around. It doesn't matter if it's bigger and it goes around a couple of times, doesn't matter at all. So step 1 is, now you also need a label of some sort. You can make your own label. So this is fabric that has been glued onto paper. You don't have to glue it on, you can just stitch it on. Or if you've got a label like that, whether it has a hole in it, it doesn't actually matter, because we're going to stitch lace onto that. We're going to write the washing instructions on this label, and I'm also going to write like the origin of the fabric that I've used, maybe a tablecloth or tea towels or a sheet that I've dyed. And you can write on these with a pen, with a Sharpie, with a gel pen. I like to use a gold pen. I could write on the back or I could write on the front. So look, just a fabric scrap for this one, so about half that width. You can cut them or you can tear. Torn edges, I think, look nicer. And so yeah, it fits in. We just say we want to go there. Then I get I'm just using a blue stick, which I get from Officeworks. It dries clear, that's the really only important thing, and I'll show you in a minute. There, not a lot on there, that's the blue, not a lot, you don't need a lot. And we will just wrap it around. More glue at the end there to hold that down. Now I might wrap something else around this. You could wrap anything, or you could leave it like that, which is sort of pretty cute. So I'm going to use some denim. Don't use anything too thick. It doesn't matter whether it's stretch or not. And we'll just chop some off. It'll be too wide, I can already tell. Oh, the width is perfect. Oh, well, we'll make that work. And for this one, it's actually smaller. Here's a bit of a scrap. Oh, that's the dog again. Sorry, guys. I want some of this. I just need to make sure this one's narrower. Just check that it's going to fit. Yay! We'll glue this. You could use silk. You could just put some ribbon around here. So again, I just put my thumb on it and pull it, pushing it down and pulling that, and this one's going to need more glue. Okay, I'm going to grab some ribbon and I think we might cut this. It's too wide. It's nylon, so I'll just cut it. So you can use anything. It doesn't have to be in good condition. This ribbon's got sort of a few marks and whatnot. But what we're going to do, and I want it for this one, is we are going to stuff the ribbon through there. There we go. So we will put a pin in the end of that, and that will hang from the garment. And I'm going to put a knot in this, and I try to put it no more than 2/3 down, so that there's a third of the ribbon. Sometimes, depending on the size of the hole, you'll need more than one knot. The reason I like a third of the ribbon is because I just like it to hang. Yeah, another knot, this one. This hole in the bobbin is quite big. Okay, so we're there. This is, let's just, by example, I will just sew it on like that. So you could sew it on the back or sew it on the front. So it hangs from wherever I want to hang it on the garment. Like, I usually hang these on the outside because they're pretty and then they're visible. I can also use fabric to poke through the cotton reel hole. This is just a scrap piece of linen. Again, it doesn't matter that it's frayed, because usually when, like, if someone buys it, I don't know whether they keep these or not, but so pull it through. This one, the hole's much smaller, so I won't need to have too many knots. Again, I try to leave myself about 1/3. No, we need 2 knots. Bugger. Just put the knot on the knot. There we go. So this was given to me. It's jelly paper, but it's beautiful, but I can't write on that. So I'm going to write on this side, which is sort of a little ugly. So we're going to need to put something over that, and I'm going to sew this to here. So this will be the tag, and from behind, like, absolutely lovely. From the front, not very nice. I will find something. You could put some paper, which is probably what I would do, and then I'll sew that down so you can have a look. So this is somebody's made this paper. I cut it, but I don't want it perfect, so I just rip some of the edges. I think it's too big anyway. And we'll whip that down there. So just rip, rip, rip. And of course it's still too big, although it really doesn't matter. So let's take it to the sewing machine with an ordinary foot using a straight stitch. If you have any issues, change your needle to a denim needle. I'm just going to use a universal. So you will see the bobbin thread, and it's got some white in it, so I think that'll be okay. I just plonk my paper on, and I'm going to sew forwards. I'll probably go around a couple of times. This does not need to be perfect. It all just adds to it. You could have glued this down, but I actually like the stitching. And I'm going to go around again, just because. And I don't want the stitches on top of each other. I want you to see that there's definitely 2 rows of stitching. It sort of creates like a frame, I think. The first one was not very straight. It does not matter. Now I'm going to get my cotton reel and add it on. I'm just going to place it under. It's about the middle. Maybe not. There we go. That's about the middle. Bit of a guess. And we'll just go back. You could have done a fancy stitch if you'd wanted to. Okay, so there's one. It's obviously not written on this to look better. When you write on them, turn you around. There we go.